In 1991, Geoffrey Moore wrote a book called Crossing the Chasm, a very famous book, which was about crossing the chasm from what he described as early adopters to a majority of customers. And in reality, there are three chasms in developing business right from the stage of creating an innovation to start with. So the first hurdle is in taking a technology idea and turning it into a product or a service which a customer may be prepared to buy. So that's chasm one, is converting an idea to a real product or service. And many businesses fall down on that. Many university-inspired IP, for example, is based on a great technology idea, but no idea of what the product or the service will be. So that's the first chasm. The second chasm is taking that prototype product or service and turning it into a product or service which customers will pay for, in their hundreds, maybe even their thousands, at which point it's possible to understand what the business model is and how the product or service is going to be packaged. And that's the second chasm. And then the third chasm, which is the classical Moore chasm, is really where you have a product working, but you're now trying to sell it in large volumes to sets of customers where the business model may well need to change. A good example of that would be, for example, Apple's iPod. The early iPod was demonstrated as a prototype, and it was an integration of existing technologies for a handheld. The device was then turned into a product which was sold to a relatively small number of people, and for hundreds of pounds. And of course, we're now in this scenario where people buy iPods of various descriptions for sub £100. And for that, there needed to be quite a big change in the way the product is sold and marketed.